Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him.
I
This
did.
elevator
What
leads
was
to
it?
restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge.
I did Goody Two Shoes the first
Not
time
let me
around, which is
down.
what,
I
Iconoclast?
require you both. Do you understand?
So this guy is the Arbiter. So I am the law. So I have to play that role with this character. Or at least that's the idea. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know. Alright.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you with a sharp crackle and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Hey man, that rug really tied the place together, man.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see.
You two-faced scum.
Delightful. How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the warrant chamber. This void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred warrant of trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What's the matter, inbred? Your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Von Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Ugh. What sigh, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of grok shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Fight the voice in your head. Get out! I am not your puppet. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gate, looming in the center of the chamber. In the archway, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its eyes to you, one of its sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Let's examine the device. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor begins to move. Yeah, I'm not going to read every line of this or I'll have no voice left in 45 minutes. Place your hand into the maw. It's like a retinal scanner, only it's sucking your blood.
The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
That's right, Hector. Being good in this setting can bite you in the ass and bring your game to a swift end. Yes, I do require assistance.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
That's right, bitches, I got friends.
There is still another way.
I have the power, fire and flame.
Victory awaits.
Victory awaits. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade, and bestow upon them something that I didn't get a chance to read because it went by too fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voigtmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations. Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Lead on.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Okay.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Alright. Seal the warrant chamber.
Run, fools, or fall!
Abelard. Don't fuck with Abelard. Run, fools, or fall. That was awesome.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Dude. Conrad Voigtvir is a traitor.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something. No, actually, he's serving the unholy gods of the warps.
Serving the gods of the war? Kunrad is a heretic. Oh, Voigtvir, you void rat. Madness. And this mutiny is likewise his doing, no doubt.
Unquestionably.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense.
Alright, he gave me a lasgun, flak chest plate, and a med kit.
I tire of idleness.
There we
Let's
go.
move.
Inventory. Let's... Hang on, how do I equip the gun? Because it's wanting me to... Okay. I need to switch characters. There we go. Okay, now we have to...
We must act. I am at your service.
Yeah, I gotta remember how to do this.
Let's patch you up. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse.
Void rats
All those
for the
strike
win,
teams have
man.
already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Alright. For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
To all loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home! And with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
All right.
Close ranks.
All of you will bleed!
Okay. Before we do this, I gotta take my plate back to the kitchen real quick. I'll be right back. I'm okay with where my guy is.
Nothing I cut with nothing of value has been lost.
Death to non-believers! Death to
Get some, Abelard. Alright. Now he can do cleave.
Reduced to dust. Indeed. It will be done. Oh, my ears are ringing.
You do have to worry about friendly fire in this game. That was a lesson I learned very difficultly. My first playthrough. Excuse me.
All too easy.
I may or may not have fried some of my friends the first time I played this game.
Brace yourself, Abelard. One fewer target.
Ooh, yeah. That's right. Try to run, bitch.
Already done.
And that is a wrap. And now I get to loot up. And I can't remember if there's a way to... Oh, I think it automatically auto-loots. Let's collect all. I did level up, so
I'm always ready.
To fail. Rank available. Soldier. We're gonna do demolition for sure. Okay. Now we do Let's do carouse. I think there's
new
a
challenge
way
for
to
me?
quick save as well. I gotta remember how to do this. Yep. No other loot. We're good. Is this where we meet Argenta? It's Idira or Argenta. I never remember which one it is. It's gonna be Idira.
I hear it here on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Here's a diagram of your void ship. Okay, yeah, well, I already saw that.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself.
Yeah, she's crazy.
They shriek,
It's.
they
I
sing,
think
they-
this is where I'm like,
Oh,
I wish they could have had the budget to
how
give them
they
all
sing.
fully voiced, because the voice actors who do the voices for these characters do such a good job. It's just that beyond the prologue, you only get to interact with them on the void ship. They do great work.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you.
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engine Seer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Alright, let's roll.
Oh no. No, 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 no. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
Yeah, we're not in a good place, in other words.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Booyah! Alright, does she need to be leveled up?
For the weak.
Nope. The coolest part about this is that my character's background says that he went
I
through
won't tolerate
a
weakness.
warp ship. He went through a void disaster on a ship before.
I tire of idleness. Let's move.
And so, yeah, this is gonna hit him hard. Clots of vicious flesh have entangled the metal, sealing the door shut. Okay. Yeah, not again.
Feel my wrath! You'll make a suitable sacrifice!
Idira, let's put you over here.
Hold on!
Ow!
Chaos guides me! Chaos guides me!
Just a minor setback.
I serve the ruinous powers!
I've suffered worse.
Never wavered in the face of adversity. Nothing I can't do.
All right, let's screw it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting a little bit, Abelard. You'll be fine.
Not this Scryer's job. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
It's worth it. Hashtag worth it.
Anything else?
We don't need to analyze.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. I'd rather not. I will do my duty.
Let's get to it!